Rugged dark brown rocks, punctuated by brightly hewn shades of Aztec sandstone, make this 26 miles of backcountry trail in southern Nevada's Mojave Desert a truly unique experience. This is the Bitter Springs Backcountry Byway and Buffington Pockets on this edition of About the Journey. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. Today we are camping just outside of the Lake Mead National Recreation Area in southern Nevada, and we're going to drive the Bitter Springs Trail Backcountry Byway to a place called Buffington Pockets. This dirt road runs through a BLM-managed corridor between the Valley of Fire State Park and the Muddy Mountains Wilderness Area and provides access to numerous camping and hiking opportunities. We camped here last night, and it was level, dry, and really quiet. I will put the coordinates to this campsite in the description below the video if you would like to come out and see this area. So we are going to pack things up and hit the road, and we'll see everybody in a little bit. This corridor of BLM land is 26 miles and will take most people around 3 hours to complete, depending on how much side exploration is done. The trail begins by going down Echo Wash, where Bitter Springs is located. There is a distinct canyon at the start, but soon you emerge into the wider Bitter Springs Valley. Now, this road was initially called the American Borax Road due to the American Borax Company's mining activities in the area, but these days it's primarily used for recreation. At this point, you'll be leaving the valley once you pass this prominent but unnamed butte, and you will need to skirt along the bottom of a place called West Longwell Ridge. Once you get through a short canyon, the trail heads northwest and into the White Basin. The vegetation is typical of the Mojave Desert, with Mojave yucca the most noticeable plant, plus a sprinkling of cacti and the ever-present creosote brush. The majority of the area has great long-distance views. To the east, you can see the mountains across the virgin arm of Lake Mead, and to the west, the visible mountains in the distance are in the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. Now, the road is pretty easy to drive on. It gets a lot of traffic and is pretty well worn these days, and just a few areas that required high clearance. I don't think I put the truck in four-wheel drive once while doing this whole road. But if you're going to come out here, make sure that you have a vehicle that at least has some high clearance, because there are a couple of areas that are a little rocky that you are going to need to navigate. Buffington Pockets is an area of exposed Aztec sandstone along the north edge of the Muddy Mountains, about 30 miles northeast of Las Vegas and a few miles southwest of the Valley of Fire State Park. A pocket is a shallow erosional basin in the sandstone that can hold rainwater. Also called tinas, which is the Spanish word for jar, Such basins are of great importance for both wildlife and for human travelers. So we ended up finding this really nice campsite. We have an absolutely spectacular view looking out into the desert below. I-15 runs along down at the bottom of the valley on its way into Las Vegas. And this area right over here is the Buffington Pockets area. And we're going to go down into that tomorrow and check it out. So this campsite here is up on this hill, and as you can see, it just has a fantastic view. So it should be a pretty nice place to hang our hats for the night. Well, good morning. I'm just going to walk around camp a little bit here. We had a really nice night, and you can see we have lots of nice sunshine. And this view out to the west is still just spectacular. And of course, Benjamin is always a good boy. But we had a real nice sunrise. It's nice and quiet. I think we saw one or two people back here, but we pretty much had the whole place to ourselves. Now I'll make sure I put the coordinates to this campsite in the description below the video, so if you'd like to come out here and spend a night or two, you'll know where to go. Like the rocks in the Valley of Fire State Park, the sedimentary strata of the pockets are very colorful, contrasting greatly with the dull gray shades of the surrounding hills. All are Aztec sandstone, which is naturally red or off-white, but stained by iron compounds in a range of colors, including purple, pink, orange, and yellow. The rocks form a myriad of shapes and erosional forms. Arches, pinnacles, alcoves, and small-scale ridges extending for about 2 miles can all be found here. The Aztec sandstone is comprised of 2 units, an upper band, generally red, and a lower band, mostly white to pale brown. This latter unit forms most of the southern section of the Buffington Pockets, around and south of the Byway, where colorful formations seem somewhat more limited. The more photogenic area is to the north, where the upper unit is exposed. Here, the base color is enhanced by the presence of iron compounds, mostly iron oxide and iron hydroxide. Iron oxide creates shades of red and orange, the precise color dependent on the crystal size, while the geolite, together with small amounts of 2 iron sulfide compounds, results in shades of yellow and purple. The color variations, often striped, curved, or irregularly swirling, are the result of what are known as alteration bands, and they combine with faults and joints to create an endless variety of patterns. Once you get out into the Buffington Pockets area, there are no trails. Now, cross-country hiking is fairly easy due to the relatively low relief of the surrounding landscape. So here we're hiking up the main wash in the Buffington Pockets area, and there's an old concrete dam, and you can see that it has a huge owl on the front of it. From what I was able to find out online, somebody came up here and painted this back in 2019. We're going to climb up the right side of the dam here and take a look at things. It looks like the dam is mostly filled up with sediment and gravel. Now, according to my research, if you hike about a quarter of a mile or so up this wash, you will find some pictograph panels on the southern side of the wash. Now, I didn't go much farther, mostly because the dogs aren't able to get up and around the dam. So this next spot that we stopped at has some excellent camping. My first couple of times up here I camped in this area, and it has some fantastic views and a lot of really nice hiking right outside of the campsite. So here we got back on the road, and you can see the canyon gets really narrow and scenic. Now, this is only a one-lane road, and occasionally you're going to run into other people that are coming up, as in this situation where we had to pull over and wait for a fairly long caravan of four-wheelers to go by. This has been the Bitter Springs Trail Backcountry Byway and Buffington Pockets, another beautiful section of our public lands just waiting for you to get out here and explore it. If you have any questions or comments about this adventure, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos about hiking and camping opportunities on our public lands, please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. And you can join us next time for another adventure. We'll see everybody then.